Alright, so Jenny and Carly got back from the hotel. I had my devices cleared and everything looked normal. My brother and I were sitting on the couch watching TV. Jenny opened the front door and Jenny and Carly walked in. It started with a normal, "Hey huns," and "I missed yous." They took off their shoes near the door and Carly went over to sit next to her husband. Jenny just walked up to me and hugged me for a good minute or two. I won't lie. It felt good forgetting about everything and just wrapping each other in our arms? You spent an hour writing this, OP. She didn't smell different, so it was easy to forget about the whole affair situation. She pulled out of the hug and kissed me like she did Zach for a few seconds. I pulled away and said, "What's up?" She looked away. I could tell she was beginning to cry and started sobbing. She got all teary-eyed and I almost felt bad for her. And she said, "I'm so sorry, honey." I played dumb and said, "What happened?" She asked me, "Carly didn't tell you?" I said, "No." She told me that she had to make out with some guy, Zach, and that if she didn't, he would let out a dirty secret of hers. I asked her what was the secret, and she wouldn't tell me. I told her, "Is that all you did? A few kisses isn't that bad. If he's blackmailing you, it's okay." I asked her, "What about the weekend getaway? You didn't go on a trip or anything?" She said no. She had only gone to a hotel where the guy wanted to meet up for some kisses. Carly clearly looked uncomfortable during this. She kept looking over at us as if she wanted to say something. I turned to look at Carly, and this is when the truth started to come out. I already knew Jenny had sex. I was playing dumb. Jenny said we did a few other things, but that's all. I asked her to tell me what she did. Jenny said she played with Zach's penis and touched it a little. Give me a break. I got more aggressive and frustrated with her lying and asked, "Are you sure that's all you did?" Jenny then told me she had to have sex with him just to please him. I grew tired of her giving me tiny bits of information, so I asked Carly what happened. Carly told me that Jenny told her they were going to lodge in the mountains for a weekend. Jenny told Carly that I didn't want to miss the football games, so I was going to stay home and it was going to be a fun weekend for them to bond. This is believable. They are best friends. Jenny then took them to Zach's house and she forced Carly to keep her mouth shut or she would tell my brother that Carly was cheating. She showed Carly where she would be in case something happened to her and dropped Carly back off at the hotel. Carly said Jenny went back to Zach's place for a while. They did something and came back later with a guy she didn't know. Jenny then had some more sex with Zach while Carly just spoke to the new guy that Jenny brought over. They had a few drinks and went to bed. They dropped them off at their houses and now they came back home. False. BS. Carly lied. She'd never mentioned meeting X at Starbucks or the coffee shop trips at all. My brother was growing more and more frustrated with the lying. So was I. I told Jenny and Carly to come with me. I sat them down at the dining room table and I asked them to give me the whole truth as their stories didn't add up. That's when Jenny started bombarding me with, "Why don't you trust me?" and "We're married, we're supposed to trust each other through thick and thin." Wrong verse. Carly started to give dirty looks and she repeatedly rolled her eyes. It was like I was speaking to toddlers. Jenny was furious. She walked into the kitchen, got a bottle of water, and slammed the refrigerator door. My brother heard this. He came over and sat down with us. The four of us were sitting at a table. My brother and I knew most the truth. Jenny and Carly knew the whole truth. We had to get it from them. Jenny started sobbing hysterically. Carly followed. They both cried for 10 minutes maybe, without talking. Jenny came over and hugged me and sobbed into my shoulder. I was gonna miss holding her for sure. She still felt like the same non-cheating person I knew before. Jenny sat back down and told me the whole truth. Jenny and Carly had made up the whole trip. They wanted to have sex with other people for once. She hooking up. What? She hooking up. They went over to Starbucks so Carly could meet the guy she had been seeing for a while prior. Jenny grew paranoid that she was being followed by me and started driving around in circles. She went back to the shopping center to pick up Carly. X had something to take care of and said he would meet Carly later at the hotel. X is a friend of Carly's and Jenny's. Carly and Jenny then drove to the hotel they were staying at to eat some food. Later, they went back to the car so they could drive over to Zach's flat house. Jenny ran over to the car because, again, she was paranoid I was following her. They drove over to Zach's house after many turns because she, as paranoid, I was following her. What? Jenny showed Carly where she would be if anything happened. Jenny then drove Carly back to the hotel. Carly waited up there for Jenny, Zach, and X to come over. Jenny went back over to Zach's house and they made out in there. They also had sex. After a while, Jenny and Zach went to the shopping center to pick up X again. With X, they went back to the hotel where they were going to have sex. As I guessed, Carly got cold feet and didn't want to do it. Jenny and Zach, however, did have sex multiple times. Carly rattled out Jenny right away so she wouldn't be involved with anything. They all had a bunch of drinks and got drunk. After Jenny and Zach had sex once more, they went to bed. Carly and X hung out all night. Nothing romantic except for hand holding. They woke up, ate food, dropped everyone off at their houses, kissed Zach, and drove to the coffee shop. There, they talked extensively about what they would tell us to cover up what happened. They got too confused and just decided to wing it. They went back to the hotel, got their things, and checked out. They left out the part about driving to the gym grocery area and said they just drove home. Instead of lying, they broke down and couldn't do it, so now they're admitting what they did. They also didn't say anything about the person they talked to on the phone outside of the hotel. So, from what they told me, Jenny had sex, Carly did not, but was going to. I don't know what to believe. Jenny again hugged me and sobbed into my chest, ruining my shirt. It's an expensive shirt, I'll have you know. Carly cried, but didn't approach her husband. I like Carly's husband. He seems like a no-nonsense type of guy. I'd be like, don't touch me. My brother had a look of relief on his face. Okay, I take it back. But also slight anger. Okay, no, wait, I give it back to him. He scolded them about lying for maybe 15 minutes. Then again about how badly they hurt us. And they cried more. I was furious. I thought what we had was great. She never once showed signs of wanting to hook up with other people. I asked her how long this had been going on and how they were meeting each other, but she didn't say anything. After a few more minutes of crying, she said a few weeks. That was the first time they had sex. I was devastated, but I understood that this is what she wanted. Sure, she played with my feelings, but she's not a person fond of commitment at heart. She wants to sleep around, and that's fine with me. That's just not happening when we're together. So I'm continuing with the divorce process. Fuck her. My brother and Carly talked in our bedroom. There was tons of yelling and crying on both parts, and they came out after 20 minutes. They looked like they had made up, and they went home. I was upset. Jenny kept telling me we could work through this. She didn't want to lose me, and that it would never happen again. I just left the table and went back to watching TV. Oh, that's my man Bundy. She started yelling at me about how I was betraying her and that we are life partners and we can't divorce. She came over and tried to sit on top of me in a cute way, but I rejected. She got all pouty like she normally does when she's upset and went upstairs to use the restroom. Holy mood swings. That's when I wrote that quick update. I told Jenny that we'd talk about it later tonight and that I was still on with my friends to watch the football game. She pleaded to me one last time, but I wasn't budging. She said she had a date planned for us and I'd have a sexy surprise waiting for me when I got back. She winked at me and said sorry. I walked out the door. I didn't say anything about the investigation I have going on. Here I am, at my friend's house. They're clearly enjoying the game. I'm writing a depressing and devastating story on Reddit. Still on with the lawyer for tomorrow morning. Thank you all for your support these past few days. It has meant a lot to me. I'll post an update about what happens with the divorce lawyer. Probably tell you shouldn't have put this on Reddit. One about what happens when I get back home. And I might post a complete update post on everything on Monday/Tuesday at our relationships. I'll retrieve call and text logs to find out who she was calling when they were outside the hotel. Either way, my head is spinning, and I don't know what to think about all this. There are so many questions that need answering. My brother is supposedly fine now. I'm still devastated. The next few months will be tough, but I think I can get through it. Jenny is at home, alone now. Man, you shouldn't leave that hoe at your house. Either way, Reddit is your new home, OP.